Universal Audio have just surprised the world by announcing a new product that operates in a completely different way to their existing product lines. UAD is going native. Historically, UA plugins could only be used by those who were using their hardware. That's all about to change. Their plugins will now run natively on Mac without the need for supporting hardware through UAD Spark, a subscription service costing $20 per month, which will also be heading to Windows platforms in autumn this year. So, what does Spark include? Well, over time, Spark will grow to offer more instruments and effects, but at launch, it offers 10 effects and 4 virtual instruments coming under 4 categories. For compression, Spark offers the Teletronics LA2, LA2A Silver, LA2A Grey, the UA 1176 Revision A, E and AE, and the API 2500 bus compressor. Reverbs and delays are covered by the Lexicon 224, the Pure Plate Reverb and the Galaxy Tape Echo. The preamps, EQ and tape category consists of the API Vision Channel Strip Plus, Studer A800 tape machine, and the legendary Neve 1073 preamp and EQ. Finally, the UAD Virtual Instruments category comprises the Opal Morphing Synthesizer. Finally, the UAD Virtual Instruments category comprises the Opal Morphing Synthesizer, the Revell Grand Piano, the Moog Mini Moog, and the Waterfall B3 Hammond Organ Emulation. I'll certainly be interested to see what gets added to that collection as time goes on. If you'd like us to do a review of the new Spark system, let us know down in the comments and we'll get our hands on it.
Mastering in Dolby Atmos isn't really a thing at the moment, and the reason it isn't really a thing is because mastering is a global process. We're not going in and making adjustments to the kick drum or moving a guitar from the left of the stereo image over to the right. We're respecting the original mix and focusing on the big picture, the overall sound of a track, and using global processing on usually a stereo file to bring the best out of it. And in Atmos there isn't the equivalent of a stereo file. Output buses and traditional global processing can't be applied because the outputs don't exist. With 5.1 and 7.1 you had a set of outputs that remained constant, but that meant that playback on a system missing the rear speakers or the sub would lose that information. Immersive audio doesn't work like that. If you pan an object into just the rear speakers or the overhead speakers, you'll still hear that even if you're only listening on a traditional stereo system or on headphones. And that's what makes mastering, adding global processing to enhance a song, very difficult. There's nowhere to put it. You have to apply the same processing to every track in a mix, and there can be up to 128 of them. This makes compression on an Atmos mix globally very difficult because the more dynamic elements of the mix are going to be triggering the compressor harder than the softer elements, and we lose the correlation and therefore the global process of mastering. Until now. Some very clever chap has come up with a solution, and if you're already working in Atmos, it doesn't involve buying anything. Hooray! Reuben Cohen, who works with Gavin Lurson at Lurson Mastering, is the clever chap in question, and there's an excellent interview with Reuben over on Warren's channel that we've linked to in the description, and it's a must-see for anyone working in Atmos. Essentially, Reuben has refined a method of bouncing down an Atmos mix to a single mono mix. That mono mix he refers to as a phantom bus. The mono mix is never heard in the deliverable, but instead is used to trigger compression applied to every channel in the mix. Let's go over that again. Reuben creates a mono bounce. He then places a compressor plugin on that mono bounce. He then places an instance of the same compressor plugin on every channel in the mix and uses the sidechain to trigger those individual channel compressors from the one on the mono mix, and links the controls of all of the compressors together using automation linking. So then when he adjusts the master compressor, it adjusts them all, but the overall triggering of the compressors is being taken care of by the mono phantom mix. Hey presto, compression triggered by the entire mix, a global process. This is very simple but very clever, and may well open the doors for traditional mastering engineers to start working in Atmos. It certainly made me reconsider my thoughts on it since I saw Warren's video. For the full lowdown, head over to the Produce Like a Pro YouTube channel. The link is in the description, and we've also linked to it at the end of this video as well.
Our free Testmaster service has been a great hit with you, our audience, since we launched it in September last year. We've heard some great music from so many different genres, and it's been a real pleasure to be able to listen to the music that our audience is producing. We've been running the service at a half price discount for 7 months now, and we've reached a saturation point, and so we need to make some changes. Mark's workload for mastering has been immense. He's been working an average of 80 hours a week and hasn't had a day off in 3 months, and our overheads as a business have also increased substantially this year, and so in line with this, we'll be raising our mastering prices from the discounted £45 per track to £59 per track on the 1st of May. This is still a hefty discount from the full rate of £89 a track, but means that we'll be able to keep creating the content that we do whilst providing the same great mastering service. If you haven't already taken advantage of our free test master service, then head over to presentdayproduction.com/mastering to find out how it all works. And if you're not sure how to present your mix for mastering, then take a look at the frequently asked questions on our website. And for what not to do, then take a look at the video popping up on your screen in just a moment's time. Finally, we've got our hands on the much requested Focal Alpha 65 Evo near-field monitors, so absolutely make sure you've subscribed and dinged the relevant ding-dongs to be sure to catch that review. It's certainly going to be one not to miss. Thanks for watching, and you'll see us in the next one.